Welcome back to Rough Diamond Recipes. Today's recipe is lamb keema with potatoes. As normal, a full list of ingredients can be found in the description box below. I do hope you're all staying safe in these trying times. First we heat some oil in the pan, and when it's nice and hot, add the cumin seeds, mustard seeds, fennel seeds, chilli, cardamom and cloves to the hot oil and fry off for 2 minutes. After these spices are fried off for 2-3 minutes, it's time to add the onions. Continue to fry off the onions until they start to take on some colour. And when the onions have reached that stage, it's time to add the garlic, ginger and green chillies. When the garlic, ginger and chilli are all amalgamated into the mixture, it's time to add the mince. I'm using frozen lamb mince here. Normally I use fresh, but due to the lockdown it was a bit hard to get, so you got to use what you got. Anyway, continue frying the mince until it starts to take on some colour, and it's time to add the salt to taste. And then the 2 teaspoons of curry powder and mix in. Next we add the potato. Now it must be said, I thought the cubes were a bit large. I prefer mine cut a bit smaller for this recipe. But when I pointed this out to the wife, she pointed out that I'd be wearing the keema and not tasting it if I didn't shut up. So, cut the potatoes any size you want. Anyway, when the potatoes are all mixed through, add a splash of water, put a lid on the pan and allow it to simmer for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes are up, it's time to add the peas. Don't ask me where that pan of red cabbage came from, it's one of life's mysteries. After you've added the peas, it's back on with the lid and continue to simmer until the potatoes are cooked through. Then simply serve. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Feel free to subscribe, share and like. Stay safe and hopefully we'll see you soon in the next one. Bye for now. And I don't care what the wife says, them potato chunks are too big. Welcome back to Rough Diamond Recipes. Today's recipe is chicken satay curry. As normal, a full list of ingredients can be found in the description box below. Looking at the photographs of this curry, I can assure you it tastes a lot better than it looks. Okay, the first thing we need to do is prepare the chicken. Cut the chicken thighs into 3 or 4 equal pieces, put in a suitably sized bowl, and then add 1 tablespoon of cooking wine, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of corn flour, and half a teaspoon of ground black pepper, and give it a good mix together. When that's done, that's the chicken sorted. Then it's time to prep the sauce. Do this in a suitably sized jug or bowl. Add 3 tablespoons of peanut butter, 2 tablespoons of cream coconut grated, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of corn flour, and 300 ml of warm water. Then mix it well until the coconut is all dissolved into the sauce. And when this is done, it's time to cook. First thing we do to do this is heat 2 tablespoons of oil in a suitably sized frying pan. When it's nice and hot, add the chicken and fry off for about 5 or 6 minutes until the chicken is just cooked through. And when this is achieved, simply remove the chicken and reserve. When you've removed all the chicken, it's time to add the garlic and ginger to the pot and stir around and fry for a minute before you add the chilies, onions and peppers. And continue to fry for 2 or 3 minutes until they start to soften. And when this is achieved, it's time to add the chicken back to the pan and mix in well. Then it's time to add the sauce you prepared earlier to the pot and mix through. Then continue to cook for a further 5 or 6 minutes until the chicken is thoroughly cooked through and the sauce is the consistency you want. Then simply serve. Welcome to another Rough Diamond recipe. Today's recipe is easy oven cooked beef curry. The full list of ingredients can be found below. With the exception of the coconut milk, the beef and the coconut oil, put all the other ingredients into a blender and blitz to a paste. Next, heat the coconut oil in a pan and brown the beef in batches. I know you've seen chunks of meat browned before, but it is quite important and does make a difference to the taste. Honest. When each piece of beef is browned, remove from the pan, add the curry paste and fry for a minute or two. Then add the beef back to the pan, mix through and add the coconut milk, and again thoroughly mix. Then it's off to a preheated 160°C oven for 2 hours. I say 2 hours, but if you wanted an extra pint in the pub before going home to eat it, I'm sure the curry will be fine. If the same can be said for your partner, I'll leave to your own judgment. Welcome back to Rough Diamond Recipes. Today's recipe is basic lamb curry. As normal, a full list of ingredients can be found in the description box below. Don't be put off by the long list of ingredients for this curry. The hardest part is getting them all together. Cooking the curry is easy. Let's hope it's easy to narrate as well, because the rugby's on the telly in half hour. First we put the lamb to marinate. Simply put the yogurt, garlic and ginger paste and the lamb in a suitably sized bowl. Mix in well and refrigerate for at least 1 hour. How hard can that be? When you're ready to cook, simply melt the butter and heat the oil in a suitably sized frying pan and add in the whole spices. Don't worry if you didn't catch them, there's a full list in the description box below. Anyway, fry off the whole spices for a minute or two until they crackle, then it's time to add in the onions and mix through well. Fry the onions off until they start to take on some colour, so they look something like this. Then it's time to add in the dry ingredients. I've listed these also in the description box below for you. Continue to fry all these spices for a minute or two, then add salt to taste, and then the star of the show, the lamb. And again, mix in well. Continue to cook the lamb for 5 or 6 minutes, and it's time to add in the tomatoes. Allow the tomatoes to cook for a minute or two, then add 1 to 2 cups of water, turn the heat down to low, put a lid on the pan and simmer for 40 minutes. When that time's up, simply remove the lid from the pan and continue to cook off until the right consistency is achieved. And when you've done that, it's ready to serve. That's one basic lamb curry. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Feel free to subscribe, share and like, and hopefully we'll see you soon again on the next one. Stay safe. Bye for now. Welcome back to Rough Diamond Recipes. Today's recipe is beef and coconut curry. As normal, a full list of ingredients can be found in the description box below. First we make a coarse paste. Put the garlic, chilies, ginger, lime zest and juice with 1 tablespoon of oil in a blender and blitz to a coarse paste. When you're ready to cook, heat the remaining oil in the pan, add the onions and fry off for 2 to 3 minutes. After the 2 minutes, add the coarse paste and continue to fry for a further 2 minutes. When the onions start to take on some colour, it's time to add the cinnamon, fennel and cumin seeds, ground coriander, chili powder and turmeric. Continue to fry for another 2 minutes. Also add a splash of water so the spices don't burn. Then it's time to add the beef and continue to fry for, you've guessed it, 2 minutes. Then it's time to add the salt, pepper, sugar and coconut milk and thoroughly mix together. Then bring the curry up to a boil, place the pan on a low heat and simmer for 1 to 1.5 hours or until the beef is nice and tender. Then the curry is ready to serve. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Feel free to subscribe, share and like, and hopefully we'll see you soon again sometime. Bye for now.